Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where today I'm going to be showing you how to overclock slash undervolt your CPU on a laptop. Now, you might be questioning, why should you undervolt your CPU on your laptop? Doesn't that make games run slower? Doesn't that make everything run slower? Not really. It doesn't really slow down your performance at all. So there's a few reasons why you should do this. Number one, your thermals. Now, when I did the computer review video about like 2 months ago when I originally got my laptop, about three now, uh, the temperatures I got around games were about 95. 95 C was about every single time I would play a game. I would thermal throttle and I wouldn't even notice. And my game performance would dip so hard. Plus, when I would do the Cinebench test, I know that I sped it up. You couldn't see it at all, but there would be a start when it'd be going really good, and then it would slow down. It's because it hit 95C, and the computer has to drop the hertz so that it actually could stay sustainable and not shut down the computer. These are the reasons why you should do this, and it could increase your battery, your thermals, and your performance in game of fixing every single thing on your laptop. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your browser. I use Brave. You could use Chrome. You could use Microsoft Edge if you want to. I don't know why you're a criminal if you do. All right, so I just am going to show you guys how to do this on Intel because I don't know how to do it on AMD CPUs because most laptops these days have Intel CPUs and AMD has started to bring their CPUs in. If I ever get a CPU laptop with AMD in it, I will do an update video on this, but I don't know if that will ever happen. So what you want to do is that you want to go to Intel, if I can spell Intel right, Intel Extreme Tuning. You want to type that in, and then you want to hit download link. The download Intel link. All right, so this will be the website that pops up. So this will be showing you all the CPUs that are compatible with this. So now that I know that my CPU is compatible, you can do it also with desktop CPUs if you want to undervolt or overclock, because this is used for overclocking. Basically, you want to click this link, and then you want to go through all the settings, and then when you launch it, it will say restart the computer, and yada yada yada, and then we'll be back to where I am going to be showing you guys now. Now, we now that we have it installed, it will look like this. This is what it would look like. So now we click it, opening it up. All right, so right now you guys won't be able to see the screen because it's like saying, do you allow this app thing to run on your computer, access files? Then a lot of things can work. Now this will pop up until extreme tuning uh utility. All right, so now that we're here in the BIOS, there's a thing called core, and we hit this and agree. Now my CPU is already undervolted because you don't want to overclock a CPU because temps matter more to me than hitting raw power, and usually if you overclock, you're not going to be able to hit that overclocking power. Now, there's one thing that I do have to make clear is that if you have a CPU that is anything before 10th gen, you don't have to worry about the rest of this episode. You legit could just go here and undervolt your CPU, hit apply. You could then do a stress test, but before that, you could also do a stress test and see what the differences are if you want to, if you don't want to take my word for it. But if you do have a 10th gen CPU like I do, there's one extra step that we got to do, and we got to go inside the BIOS. And I'm going to be showing you how to get inside the BIOS. So to get into BIOS, you have to you have to turn off your computer completely, turn it back on, and then press the delete key or F2 as fast as you can. So then the computer will not boot into Windows, it will boot into the BIOS. Now, on the screen of the BIOS, you will not be able to see anything but like the home menu, the advanced menu. Well, basically then, we can't overclock anything right now. But we have to get inside the advanced BIOS. Now, how to get into the advanced BIOS is that you have to hold right shift, right control, left alt, and F2 all at the same time. And when you do that, then you get inside the advanced BIOS. When you get inside the advanced BIOS, go over to the setting called advanced, scroll down, and it says say something about overclocking and something about performance overclocking. Then when you're there, you scroll down a little bit, and it should say Intel XTU. This will then turn on the setting to overclock with the program Intel Extreme Tuning utility. Turning that on, going back over to save and exit, hit save and exit, and hit enter, and then you're out of there. The computer will then reboot. It might take a little bit, and then you're back in the Windows. After that, we could then go to the Intel Extreme Tuning utility, go up to, go to core, then we're able to undervolt the CPU, just like how I did right here. And that's how you underclock or undervolt your CPU. This will drop less watts heading to the power supply into the CPU, dropping temps, bringing up the battery for a longer time, and you will not be hearing your fans as loud because, well, it won't be hitting such a high temperature. Because I do remember before I did this, at idle, everything was at 70 C, which isn't good for your CPU just being at idle. Now that my computer's at idle, I hit 40 most of the time, just by sitting my computer down. And I'm really happy with this, and I'm really thankful for the people in the comments who told me in my computer review video. I want to thank them if they're watching this video. And if this video helped you guys out and you liked it, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more computer review, computer topic, tech stuff in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys later.